brought to you every week by the spirit of Uno. This is a public ride. You are here, you own risk. Ride at your own ability and be nice to one another. All right, you guys know the drill. Are we ready to ride? Woo! Let's run out of here!
They're one-person electric vehicles. So we include everybody that has a battery on their vehicle. Really just battery is the way that you get into this club.
There are folks here on electric unicycles, and then there are folks on Onewheels, which are like a giant go-kart tire, and then like made to be like a skateboard. And then there are folks here on like scooters.
We always meet at 7, we roll at 7:30. That's not changed in almost 4 years. We have the fountain, we have these other stops down by the steel bridge, we have the midpoint, we hit the Broadway run, we're back to the Tillicum before 10.
It's definitely a community of its own where we like to take over the streets Friday night and show people our little motorcycles or our little e-bikes.
It's probably like a 3 to 4 hour experience with several stops to kind of hang out and chit-chat a little bit and be a nerd, be an electric e-bike nerd.
The camaraderie up here is just crazy. Too many people are coming out with boards, Onewheels, planks, everybody's coming, even with young kids riding on electric bikes.
So I got myself my own little midlife crisis present for myself. It saved my life. It really did. It got me out of the house. It helped me with staying in the moment.
This is kind of my first time. I did a bike with my friend, but I never did it with a large group of people. I just saw a group of them, and then I asked them, when do you guys do it? And they said this Friday, so I came. So, I had to come with my friends, so yeah.
It's this like sort of flowy vibe, as if you're like surfing in the streets. They have a level of control that you can slow down to 2 miles an hour and still like go next to people or whatever. So you kind of have this mobility in the city that is really great.
It's the best thing I've ever experienced in my life.
For the Onewheels and the electric unicycles, they're self-balancing.
It's magic. Like when you're on the board, they call it floating for a reason.
The Drift Sisters is a nonprofit organization now. It's women all over the country that love one-wheeling as much as Sarah and I do. And we've been coming together for 2 years now to offer one-wheel retreats in Bend, Oregon.
The only times we haven't ridden is if there's bad weather. There's a lot of things that make the ride special. Portland is one of them. Everyone says you guys have an amazing city for riding these devices with our waterfronts and our parkways and our bike-friendly attitude and stuff. But why have we had 3.5, almost 4 years of success? And other rides and other cities have kind of come and gone. And there's a lot of reasons, but I always feel that in my heart, the reason was Robert. He was Uno wheeler. He was sort of this MacGyver-y kind of guy, like had homemade lights and that homemade flag that we still carry today. He created that. And that became the symbol for the ride, and he carried it everywhere and he led the group and he was here every week introducing and meeting everybody and like, he was the ride. Like he was Portland. Like that man was.
Check it out.
Woo!
Pretty good for a first timer, only falling one time.
He gave himself to everybody. He was an awesome husband, an awesome father. He was working at OMSI. He got sick. He said he had an enlarged heart from a virus that he got. We don't know from what. The gentleman that owned the e-bike store gave him a part-time job so he can continue work. The Onewheel showed up at the e-bike store and Robbie was excited.
I'm just having a little fun today before work. I've now been over 30 days now with the board, and I now have 130 miles on it.
The Onewheel was the way he got around because he couldn't walk because of his heart.
The Onewheel transformed his life. It was kind of, oddly enough, a personal mobility device for him in some ways, but it was more than that because it opened up a whole community to him.
People were seeing him riding this Onewheel around Portland, and then he started meeting people at Friday night at OMSI, and then they started having more and more riders.
He was the most personable guy I've ever met in my life, and I couldn't believe his high level of stoke. We described that kind of ethereal experience that I was describing is called stoke, and Robert was the most stoked out of everybody, so he spread the stoke in the early days to everybody.
I just wanted to say I love you guys, and you're awesome. Have a good day. Bye.
The doctor had told him that he was at risk for sudden cardiac death. He went to bed and didn't wake up. He was 52.
This is Growler Guys. They've been awesome to us over the years. This was carved by one of the members up in the Seattle group. And so this is a special wheel because I was here the night that we signed this, and it was after he passed away.
The group has kept me sane. I have now, a few of the guys are like brothers that have filled a hole because I have one. It's his legacy. There's no doubt about it. This is what he would want to see. I think he would be so amazed to see the numbers.
His imprint and his legacy is definitely living on in this group, for sure.
I just wish he could have been around at least a little bit longer to see how much it's grown.
You know, we really feel connected to him riding because you just really kind of sense him.
Like, a lot of the spirit was Robert being able to explore his world in a way he hadn't done in years, and a lot of us doing the same thing. Coming together and sharing in that exploration, sharing that experience of just being out.
It's not our ride, it was his ride and his group and his community, and we just kind of keep it alive. You know, and I don't know how long it'll last, but as long as he's willing and looking over us, we'll keep doing it.